What is up, everybody? The Southside boys are back here this week to talk some White Sox baseball. Tino is having some technical difficulties with the internet right now, so it'll just be Justin and myself until he gets that figured out. But obviously, they're playing right now. It's a close game, 2-1 currently. But this past week, they took 2 out of 3 against the Angels, and then so far have lost 2 of the games against Seattle. And Baldwin just homered and tied the game. So we're
Oh,
at
wow.
2-2
Would you
now.
look at that, Brooksy?
So that's nice to see. Has he hit one since he came back? I
I
can't
don't think
even.
so, dude. But as of the other day, there was some ridiculous stat that they've had like 12 or 13 different guys homer since the break. You can
Yeah.
add him to that. And I was thinking when Taylor homered earlier today if he had already homered since the break or if he is also added to that.
Taylor, I think, homered the other night in one of
Okay.
the games. But
Okay.
no, I don't think Brooks has. So that's good. I mean, if everyone's hitting, it's definitely
Yeah,
going to
I
make
said
us.
that the needle mover in that was that Rojas got the homer in Anaheim. That was like, that
Yeah.
because it was like, and it wasn't a great list to be on by any means. It was like the fucking Rockies were also on there with the same amount of guys. So this is not it is not a measuring stick of your success as a team, but um, it's nice to have that many guys who can even hit a home run. Didn't feel like that was really the case for last year and even a lot of part of this year, really before the All-Star break. So
Yeah. So I mean the Angels series, I kind of wish they pulled off the sweep there, but
oh
I'll take the
yeah,
2 out of 3. But that was brutal. I mean, you can't
yeah,
score a bunch and then although I think I saw a quote somewhere, Venable said, like we talked about, once like you build a lead, you have to keep your foot on the gas. This isn't like that's unacceptable. So I mean, he seems to, at least for the time being, be communicating stuff. Pedro would have made some like crazy wild comment in the media and it would have got blown out of proportion. So baby
yeah.
steps, I guess.
It felt good. That was probably the first time I've been like legitimately mad at a loss in a long time. So for as much as it sucks to care again, it's at least refreshing.
Yeah. And then obviously the Seattle series so far. I going into this last week, I think I said they might win one. Their lineup is stacked. I did not
Yeah,
like
it's yeah.
after the deadline. I was like, "What the hell?" So
Yeah, you're on the road going against a team who's making the biggest push they've made probably since like the early 2000s days, and who just spent on the big bats at the deadline. And yeah, it's just what it is. You have a team a team who has their eyes set on making a playoff run, and a team that's going to lose over 100 games. And so some series are just going to go like this. Um, it's still encouraging that in all 3 games, I mean, even if they lose today, that they're still hitting the ball out of the park. I mean, that's not a really great hitter's park either. So
yes, and their pitching, I mean, has been pretty dominant as well. I mean, Brian Wu just cut up our
oh yeah,
lineup. It was
yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, when you go to the series, you get Wu, Gilbert pitched today, and then who pitched yesterday. Either way, they're
Kirby pitched
yeah.
yesterday, so I
So
mean, you just got whacked right away.
yeah, I mean, this is a rotation that the best starting staff ERA in baseball last season, and have all they've done in that time since is that Wu became an All-Star this year. So it, I mean, it is what it is. They're a lot better team than we are. You take your wins with like getting the Philly series last week is that was awesome. I thought because that's another really good team that also added at the deadline.
Yes. And I mean, just the power surge in general has been crazy. I mean, it's even getting to the point where they're getting national coverage on how well the Sox bats have been since the All-Star break. So that's pretty
Yeah,
exciting to see. Um, and we did, I think, we're currently 42 and 72. So we surpassed the 41 wins of last year. And we wound up being the 41 and 121. Right now we're 42 and 72. What is your kind of thoughts from here as to, I mean, it's all over the place on Twitter. You get the people who are being too cautious. I mean, I feel like I'm in the middle. I don't think 70 is I've I don't think they can reach 70 wins at this point, but I mean, if you get low 60s, mid 60s, I'd be pretty pleased.
Well, if you get 63, you avoid losing 100 games. I don't think they're going to get to that, though. I mean, that's 21 wins on the schedule in the last less than 2 months of the season. I'll say they'll win somewhere in like I'll say like 56 feels about right.
Okay.
I'd be
Yeah, I'm being
elated
a
if they
little
got to
bit more
63 and avoided
optimistic.
100. Yeah.
Um, but I
I
don't know.
mean, they're playing well, but yeah.
The offense has got me a little overexcited, honestly. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I mean, as it should be. It's, this has been a while since we've had this. I'm not trying to rain on the parade or anything. I just, I mean, you also are dealing with Madrid and Vargas are both out right now too, which is going to hamper the offense when you have fucking, they call back up Amaya, and now it's more time for Rojas to play, and then Sosa has to play in the middle infield potentially, and that's a disaster. And so there's just, around the field, there's just spots where you feel like they're kind of due for a bit of a cool down. But I'm still, I think they're going to lose 100 something, but it won't be 121. We know that.
yeah. So, I mean, the big bad, I guess, to talk about when we discuss the offense, Colson Montgomery obviously has come up. I can't say many people were overly optimistic when he first got the call, especially with like the instance of where he got sent to Arizona, which everyone was like, "What? What do you mean he got sent to Arizona?" Uh, Earlier in the year, but he's off to a solid start. I think his power and his glove have honestly impressed me the most.
Oh,
I won't
yeah.
say he has like great plate discipline, but I mean when he makes I mean he's smacking the ball. It's
Yeah.
not
And he's using all fields too.
so now with that, obviously it's been some pretty decent success for him so far. It's still a small sample size. Are you more sold on the front offices and development's ability to develop bats because of kind of some of the progress with not only just Colson, but I mean, a lot of these young guys, they didn't necessarily spend a ton of time in our minor league system, but most of them didn't come and just debut right away. So, um, do you are you buying into it, or is it still you are
I'm
scarred from
still like,
before?
he he was a very highly touted prospect who completely sank in the prospect rankings and then kind of seemed to find it again. So it's not like this diamond in the rough. And we're talking only hitting, but like Noah Schultz walked 4 guys in like 2 innings yesterday. So I don't know if I'm buying this Arizona garbage. I think that Colson was just. I think he was the guy who just needed to get to the major leagues. Honestly, that he was kind of probably just at some point going through the motions, still being in the minors.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see. I mean, you'll see what they do with these kids they drafted. I mean, I guess a little more optimistic than I would have been in the past, but it's still like, I don't know. I haven't been. He's been incredible, but he was a highly touted prospect, so
Yeah.
he's what he could have been.
I'm buying into it a little bit, but it could just be the fact that Chris Getz. I mean, I'm not including Colson necessarily in this, but when he's traded for a lot of these prospects, he does look for the same thing, which does include plate discipline and at least
Right.
having some ability to control an at bat.
No, and I think that's great because that's something that they've needed for a while.
Yeah, I think that's really it's hard not to compare it to like the last core, but I just got so used to watching just swing at everything. Now, like when it does occasionally happen, you chuckle and you're like, all right, because it's normally Luis will just swing at some like ass slider, and you're just like, okay, this is not how we are anymore. But um, and then obviously the trade deadline itself overall was pretty quiet. They did keep your boy Mike Talkman, which I'm sure you were very pleased with. Um, which, by the way, just very quietly has had a very good season for
Yeah,
us. I mean, I was looking at numbers earlier, and it's not like off the charts by any means. Like his power hasn't been crazy, but I mean, he goes up there, and you can count on him to be on base probably multiple times a game.
you get professional at bats from him at the top of the lineup. That's why I didn't want to get rid of him. Not worth some bullshit flyer prospect. Who then I'm going to have to hear all these fake experts on White Sox Twitter, these nerds who never played the game, tell me how they love what they see in some random ass guy that they got for Mike Talkman, and that was going to annoy me. So that was part of the reason I didn't want to do it. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I was honestly more excited to be watching the games than like really care about the trade deadline, because other than Luis, which I was leaning towards, I thought they were probably going to move him, but I just
yeah.
didn't see where the value was. And like Hauser, I mean, there wasn't a ton where you're just like, we're gutting ourselves like we had the last few years. So it was probably quieter than I thought. I mean, we got what it what was it, two trades total? It
From
was
the
the
Sox, yeah,
Hauser.
they traded Slater and Hauser.
Yeah, that was it. So, and I mean, it's cool to see the injury stuck with Mydrith and Vargas, but now at least we get to see Mead.
Yeah, he had an RBI hit last night.
So, um, overall, yeah, there's really not anyone you can cut down in the offense. I mean, you could rip on Josh Rojas, but he's a veteran, and it really you're not accomplishing anything by being like you suck, like
Yeah.
DFA him. So, um, I
Well,
guess
especially
moving
right
on.
now with Mydrith and Vargas hurt. I mean, it is what it is. They're
Well, and I
low on
don't
it.
get what people don't seem to grasp. Like Tim Elko can only DH or play first base. So this like incessant need to be like what like because he got they reactivated him and sent him right back to AAA.
Right.
Um with how the current roster is constructed, you have like a bunch of flex guys who can essentially play first base, including like Vargas, Sosa,
Yep.
Mead can play now. There's zero reason to have just a guy who can only play first base and really has not shown much in the majors. I mean, I just don't kind of over that narrative as well. Um but even Mike, I'll give it hands down. The fact that they kept Michael A. Taylor, he's kind of been pretty. I wouldn't say he's been crazy with the bat, but he's doing enough where you're like, all right, you still got probably a year or two left in you
Oh
before
yeah,
you
that
retire and stuff.
yeah.
It's quality in the outfield. So before we move on to the pitching side, though, I did want to highlight Lennon Sosa has been I mean, I saw a stat since the All-Star break, he's been ridiculous. Even since
Yeah.
May, his numbers are off the charts. Obviously, he's kind of a knucklehead in the field and running the bases, but
Yeah.
do you see him as someone they maybe try and offload to fill another slot if he has this power surge and you're like, all right, we've kind of rode him his whole time here. He seems to be at peak value. Flip him and see if we can get like an outfielder or something where we actually need, as opposed to just a utility guy. Or do you think he is here until he's a free agent after 27?
Yeah. It's tough because the bat really plays, but I don't think it plays well enough where you can DH him. And I
Yeah.
think that he's very much, I mean, I guess we'll see what they do because, like, if they want to play him at first base and play Vargas at third next season, I mean, I guess. But I'm over him at second, and I'm over him really anywhere. I don't even like him at first, so I guess I kind of want them to move him solely because I don't think he has really a place on this team. Um, I don't like watching guys who are literally can't play defense, and he falls under that category. I like him though. I mean, the bat is great, and he's got a lot of pop in it. And he's been swinging really well, but I think that they could get some value in him, like you said, plug a hole that they don't necessarily have covered right now, which the outfield would fall under that umbrella. Bullpen help, something of that nature.
Yes, definitely. Um, Speaking of bullpen, though, they did pick up off of waivers. They got Brian Hudson and Elvis Peguero. I think Peguero is still in AAA. They did call Hudson up. He's throwing right now. Were you a fan or did you know much about either of these guys?
No, I don't know anything about them. I can't lie. I mean, I don't mind taking flyers on guys who
Yeah.
are on the market. Look what they did with Hauser. Um, so I mean, there's a track record there at the very least. So I'm not mad. I just don't have. I don't know anything about the guys, but I'll see. You know, it's fine for them to see what they can get out of them.
Yes. Well, Hudson specifically, I'm not as familiar with Peguero. Hudson's a big lefty and did have a pretty good stint in the majors where he was relatively dominant, like a 2-something ERA. So, I mean, he may have something, but I did look into because I did think that could be one of the targets this offseason is do you have to just buck up for a bullpen arm? Is like painful as some fans may be about like it taking place, you may just have to. Um, Brian Hudson, Peguero, and Steven Wilson uh, are all under contract through 27 or under control, and then Peguero's through 28. So if they could find a diamond in the rough, that at least does solve a little bit
Yeah,
in future thinking. Because even Steven Wilson, I thought they were going to flip him at the there were a few relievers I was shocked. Like Altavilla obviously is on the IL now, but prior
right.
to that looked good. And Wilson, I thought they may just see whatever we can get something for him. But I do kind of like a stable bullpen. I feel like the last 2 years it's been just random fucking guys in our system that they were like, well, you're
Right.
too old to be in the minors, so
So I guess
let's
you're
see
getting the
what you
call.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so it's good to see that. I mean, I think Bannister and Katz generally get the most out of most of our pitchers. There's very few where I just like absolutely cannot stand when they pitch. I know Jordan Leisure was under that umbrella for you. Is he still, or has he kind of clawed his way out?
It goes, you know, no, he has not clawed his way out by any means, but it's not as bad as it was. They just have this obsession with him. And I think that the situations that they throw him in doesn't do him any favors for my opinion of him. And a lot of people's, I probably don't even hate him as much as the average person who doesn't care for him. I just, he just is one of those that it just really feels like it's being forced upon us. And the
Yeah.
results don't really track with his usage, in my opinion. And I'm sure there's some advanced stats bullshit that someone could point out to me and be like, actually, you know, Jordan Leisure's been really good when you look at like I just
Yeah.
know how I feel when I see guys come into the game and when I watch them pitch. That's all I can speak to. And he's not, I don't always have a ton of faith when he's out there.
Yeah.
Not that they have
I
any
mean, you
lockdown
can
guys
like
in the bullpen, but I mean, you know, they don't all get used like he gets used.
well, and I feel like that's a good point. I mean, there have been the stat nerds that have, of course, been like, well, his underlying metrics are really fucking. It's like,
Yeah,
even
right.
in my opinion, I'm kind of like, I don't fucking care. It is sometimes an aura thing. Like, if a guy walks out there and you just know he's not confident, you're like, you're going to get lit the fuck up.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I
And
mean, it's an
it's
eye
hard to
test.
argue with people who can't see that way. They only can see the numbers. And it's like, games played on the field, not on fucking computers, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit that he should be better. When he comes in, he gives up runs. That's just reality. Like, I mean, you know, it's so. I mean, that's way more than just Jordan Leisure. I mean, that went on forever. Like, I mean, the textbook obviously in the past couple of years would be Aaron Bummer. That would
Yeah.
he's actually, you know, the best pitcher in baseball by this one. His expected batting average, whatever, and yet it's like, well, he's blown every lead he's had to protect this year, so I don't really care.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with all of these young guys that come up. There's certain niches on the twitter.com world that are very like picking apart each of these like young guys and like wanting to like nitpick, and it's like just fucking let them play. I mean, this is the point where you just sit back and enjoy. You don't have expectations, but like it's been fun recently to watch them like put together quality games consecutively is
Yeah.
the best way to put it. Um and then pitching stuff, I mean, obviously Shane Smith today, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs, 1 walk, and I believe it was 4 hits. And it was I think upper 70s for the pitch count. Uh, Overall, great bounce back start. As we've kind of needed that. Some of our pitching has not been solid recently. Jonathan Cannon being one of the main candidates, I guess I'd like to talk about. Do you think he's part of the rotation next year?
Well,
Now,
if he is, it means they're not trying to win next year. No offense to him, I like him. He's had some admirable moments. I really liked he had that bad first inning in Tampa a couple weeks ago and bounced back and threw a really good start. I think we talked about it on that following show, but no, I mean they're just not when the rest of them have shown so much progress and like taking the next step and have seemed to become more steady and reliable out there. I don't think you can run him out there even as a fifth starter when there's just been some absolute clunkers. Not that they all haven't had bad starts, but I don't believe he's well. Because what? I mean, say they spend no money on starting pitching, so you have Thorpe coming back next season, right? You assume he's back on the rotation. So Thorpe, Burke, Martin, Shane Smith, and then who's the fifth star? So then it would be Cannon in theory of guys currently on the rosters. I don't think they're going to run back Martin Perez if he gets healthy or I mean, and then what unless you think that what's his face is going to break camp with the team next year, but that'll probably be a service time manipulation. If anything, Schultz.
yeah, and I just don't see them converting Grant Taylor to a starter in the
Oh no, I
offseason.
don't think that that's a question at all. I mean, they made that decision when he was in Birmingham. You don't rush him to them. They didn't rush him to the majors as a bullpen arm to convert him to a starter at the major league level. At least I wouldn't think, right?
Yeah, I mean, certain people are like still on their like he's a fucking starter. This is bullshit. Like
Yeah,
rants. I mean, Getz will leave it open ended at this point because you can piss off a player if you're like, hey, you thought you were going to be a starter. Fuck you. You're in the bullpen. I mean,
right.
we've made this decision for you. So, um, how they're pitching it to him, who knows? But I don't see it being just an overnight, like he's now in the major league rotation next year. With him going like 1 or 2 innings most times he pitches, I just
Right.
don't
It's
see where
not
he's
even like
getting the innings.
yeah, it's not even like a Garrett Crochet where they were extending. You know, he had some longer outings that were or like opens or like when I don't know when they played those stupid ass like 7 inning doubleheaders in 21 where it was like Crochet had you know done that to a degree, and then obviously that worked out really well. I mean, they're speculating that the Padres think that Mason Miller is a starter, and that's why that they gave up as much as they did for him. I don't think that's the case. I just think that AJ Preller is a madman. Um, but
Yeah.
I don't think that they move Grant to the rotation. So I hope that Cannon isn't in it next year, just because that means that to me that means we just named those other four. That means they did nothing to improve the starting rotation. If your worst guy this year is still in it next year, and if they don't improve there, it's hard to start seeing if they spend money at all or where they at. Because, at some point they can't just lose 100 games, run of the mill. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Well, I just think you're filling. There's a lot of play spots that are now like filled up by you. It's not like a placeholder. You have
yeah.
guys where you at least for the foreseeable future are like you're slotting them at one of the. I mean, so they can't
What's how I
sit
feel
there and
about those other
go
four guys for next season?
for the pitching staff.
For Martin, Burke,
Yeah.
Shane, and whoever the hell else I'm forgetting. Martin,
Oh,
Burke.
Thorpe.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not even that crazy about him, but I mean, you gave up Dylan Cease for him. You have to see what you have in him.
Yeah. So, and some pitchers do come back and have like a stronger arm and their velocity has an uptick and stuff. So who knows with him how he'll bounce back, but regardless, you still kind of throw him in there because even if at a certain point you decide you don't want him, if he can prove he's a major league starter, that will be trade value at some point if you have to flip a pitcher. Because I don't know how I even feel about him. I mean, he was kind of up and down, and then
Yeah, he never wowed us,
so, but I mean, even just in the field, there's not that many. I mean, they may go spend money on like a bat or two if they actually do spend money to a
Well, they could use a
degree.
third baseman, a DH, corner outfielder. They're not gonna get all of those, but
Yeah. But I mean, now it's not like I mean, last year you're sitting there like, well, shit, we're gutting the team. So now we have like Braden Shoemake and Nicky Lopez and all these
yeah.
fucking guys on our team.
No, that's true.
Uh so it's progressed a little where you're like, I can feel confident that the middle infield, I mean a majority of the infield is pretty much covered with the guys you have. You could add like a third baseman. It'll be interesting to see where they slot Colson. I saw on one of the podcasts this week, they had one of the big prospect writers on the show, and they were talking. He was mind blown that the Sox brought Colson up knowing he was struggling. He seems to have picked it up with his bat, and instead of playing him at his natural position, have shifted him to third and made him somewhat learn a new position, like on the fly, on top of just debuting.
Yeah, I don't love that either. I don't know why Chase Mydrith is a second baseman and Colson Montgomery is a shortstop. Why they insist on playing them both where they don't belong on a lot of nights is insanity to me. That is one thing that actually has been pissing me off quite a bit. I thought Colson's been good at short. It was last night or 2 nights ago, one of the games in Seattle. They turned a double play, and there was a ball that was hit, and it bounced like right in front of
Oh,
him.
he had to take it himself, right?
Yeah, but just the way, like even feeling the ball was a very nice play, and it's like just leave him there. Chase Mydrith
Yeah.
is too small to play shortstop in the big leagues. Like Olsen at short, Chase at second. It's not that hard. Whatever they want to do with Vargas, I like Vargas at third a little bit better. It seems like they like him at first. Pick one of those for him. Sign someone else from outside to play the other position. This is assuming moving Lenny Sosa, or if they DH Sosa, I guess, because they don't really have. I mean, Tauchman. Tauchman can't play right field every day, but he can just be the fourth outfielder next year.
No, I know this will you'll think I'm a little crazy here. That is why Eugenio Suarez is a free agent and
Oh
Josh
yeah, no,
Naylor is a free agent.
yeah,
If those two are even remotely like attainable, that
yeah.
would be the most ideal situation. Because really, if you got Naylor, you could keep Sosa if his bat like still plays, and then you just have a bunch of guys that, for the most part, you can count on mashing a solid amount of home runs throughout the year.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, Suarez is the number one fit for the team. They're not going to do it because he's going to command. He's going to hit 40-something home runs this year and going to command way more money than they're going to be willing to spend. But that would be my number one pick. I mean, it's him or Schwarber, which is even more laughable.
I don't think they'll get Schwarber solely because they don't want to just lock up the DH spot.
Yeah.
So
Right. Why would they lock up the DH spot with a guy who can hit 50 dongs? Right. Why when they can have 9 different guys play there throughout the year and combine for 36 home runs?
I just think they won't do it. Although some people are speculating they could trade one of the catchers if they got really desperate to like get a like younger outfielder that's more of a long-term piece. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like that because I don't like rolling the dice on making the wrong decision there. Like
Yeah.
they are. I mean, you're not maximizing them as a platoon long term, but like Kyle Teal is, he's just a great energy out there. And then Edgar Caro hits left-handed pitching so well too, and they just seem to complement each other. They've both had their hiccups behind the plate, but they've both also shown, a lot of promise. Teal threw that guy out a couple nights ago. I know that was the first game in Seattle. With
Arrow
guys
kills
on
me when he throws guys out at like third base
yeah,
that just aren't paying attention. And have you seen his like little he'll like do a little like gun motion after it.
he threw the guy out the other night with Suarez up and 2 on, 2 out. That's huge. That's game changing type shit when you have a guy who can do that and get yourself out of that jam. And then Suarez is leading off the next inning instead of batting in that spot with 2 guys on. So, yeah,
Even that is just I think I'm overhyping some of like the things that are occurring because it's been so bad. Like
oh yeah,
Yasmani Grandal, you couldn't even fucking count on to like catch the goddamn ball behind home
yeah.
plate. I
No,
mean,
you're 100% right. If the catcher position is probably where we've gotten the most, like this year, we've seen the most, like, oh, we haven't seen this in a really long time. Shit. And that's why I don't want to. You know, I guess sometimes it's good to have an embarrassment of riches, and I just worry that whatever they decide to do, they'll move off the wrong guy.
yeah. And I could see them at some point converting them where the one of them could play like a first base just to give them more flexibility if they honestly needed to. But I think if they're going to do that, they want them both fully developed on the catching side and then introduce that to them at a different point, which I'm completely fine with if that's
Yeah,
what they decide to do. I would prefer they just keep both of them for now, for the time being. It just seems stupid to like acquire all these assets and then you're flipping a catcher that nobody seems to have like 100%. I'm in like Kyle Teal is the guy or Edgar. Like not there. No one can sit and really tell me that either is significantly better than the other right now. I mean, you
yeah.
can predict, but it's so. I mean, I prefer they just keep them. That's why Naylor though. I think he only has like 18 home runs this year. But even last night, he stole 2 bases consecutively. I mean, for a bigger dude who you'd be having play first base or DH, I feel like he fits. And price range wise, he could probably be a significant discount compared to Suarez, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. It's a move. It's a real bat. This guy's been an all-star. It's fine with me.
So, but other than that, they have 2 home series after this game wraps up. It's still 2-2 right now. So we'll see how that plays out. But they have 3 at home against Cleveland and then 3 at home against Detroit. Predictions for both of those series?
I think they'll take the Cleveland series and lose the Detroit series. Probably go 3-3 in the 6.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna. I tried to look to see if Scooble is lined up. I couldn't even tell because it's too far out. But yeah, I think they're gonna probably do solid against Cleveland. I mean, Clase getting
Yeah,
put on leave or
they've done a
whatever
little bit of
completely
trouble, huh?
fucked them.
Yeah,
So that I just feel pretty good. I won't say a sweep. 2 out of 3 is I think pretty probably there, and then Detroit. I think they'll take 2 out of 3 against Detroit only because I'm skeptical that one of the games will be Scooble. So I don't think they would obviously sweep them. But other than that, is there anything else you want to add or?
I'm all good.
All right. Well, it has been a great week. Hopefully, they can pull this win off,
That
and
would mean a
we'll
lot.
see
Yeah.
you all next week.
Adios, guys.